Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty interesting stuff to go and talk about over here, and this is now all in regards to the PlayStation 5, and also a really big price cut that is now either currently on the way / already happening, and as well might be actually now happening to even more regions on top of us, including America. So as you guys may or may not know, we've been watching the price points pretty heavily when it comes to consoles. We've had some price increases, we've had bundles, which in theory kind of decrease the price, and as well we've also had things like Xbox kind of go up and down depending on their price points, and even big changes on the PlayStation Plus, Game Pass, and everything else. But one big thing people always know is how much does it cost to buy the initial console to get into the ecosystem, and well, that. But it does kind of seem like right now there's going to be a really big PlayStation 5 price cut coming soon, and we're going to go talk about that, talk about the impacts and everything else throughout this video. So if you guys will relax and enjoy, make sure you guys are subscribed if you guys are new. Thank you guys for watching. We have the Samsung links down below, which are going to be ending up pretty soon, so check that out for your free $50 off to sign up for your email, and of course the Twitter and Twitch if you guys want to follow. Let's dive into the video itself. So we've had a lot of news. It's kind of like the big news of the past 24 hours, where a lot of people are looking at this price cut. And this is kind of a cool announcement too, because typically the cheaper the price to get into consoles, the better, but as well, typically that just means more people, and the console itself keeps the consoles alive, the companies make more money, which is good for them, and of course, everyone out there likes to see a sale. So like I said, we're seeing news everywhere about this, where the PlayStation 5 will soon go get a temporary, either $50 off, so around a $450 price point, or a $75 Euro price cut that has now been claimed. Now, I want to remind you guys is that the second's not like fully confirmed by an official PlayStation press thing, but one big to note is we actually have seen some of these price points in other regions. We've even made a video on it. Talk about places like France and other various European Union places. And as well, we've also had the typical PlayStation bundles that have been pretty accurately, well, priced on very cheap price points. A good example was that God of War Ragnarok for $500 with the disc edition, which is usually $500, and then the God of War console itself. But it's kind of cool because we're now seeing even more big price cuts, and this console will probably go on sale in the UK, United States, so a lot of us watching, and Germany. Funny enough, but I'm not really necessarily sure why they chose Germany instead of a place maybe like Australia or Canada. I feel like Canada, if anything, should probably get a little bit more love. Australia is its own island, so I can maybe understand shipping costs being a little bit more and all of that. But for some odd reason, I feel like Canada doesn't ever get really that much love. If you guys are Canadians, let me know. So a temporary sale on the PlayStation 5 consoles will be announced soon for the United States and Europe. That's according to the reliable data miner Bill B. Kuhn, who has a strong record of posting release information for games early, including monthly PlayStation Plus titles. So they have like a little bit of a repertoire going on. On Friday, the prolific leaker claimed that following recent promotional campaigns in Spain, Portugal, and France, the PS5 consoles will soon receive a temporary discount in Germany, the UK, and the United States. So if you guys have missed this too, we also have been seeing a lot of these other regions that have been doing really big price cuts. A big thing to note for this one is like places like in, like say here, France. Here's like a France article we've had a chance to see, and this has been floating around. Where I wish I could kind of go and translate this a little bit better for you guys, but just kind of looking at it, like La Console, you guys can hear my really good French accent, La Console. PS5, sorrentability tot in promotion dans ces espèces. I don't know what any of that means. So basically, the promotion, they're going to have a big promotion going on right now for the console stuff to go a little bit cheaper. So kind of just going through some of the actual looking through it, like going through Europe itself, there's like promotions going on, and basically some even deals over here on Amazon. So this is completely separate. We kind of knew about some of these other regions, such as like a Spain, that we've seen them have like store leaks of like their equivalents of Targets and Walmarts and all of that, actually having like cheaper price points, which I think is intriguing. So they have the PlayStation 5 Standard Edition, so that's like the disc edition, has now been lowered to a 450 euro price point as well, and this is also noted on the July 24th of 2023. And this is in France, which is not even like the proper like location that we've noticed. Like if you guys look at the article itself, they're talking about new areas. So that has already been confirmed. So all of these additional leaks, I'd probably say are pretty much confirmed as of now, because if other regions have already done it, it kind of sets the standard. Like, let's look at France. If France somehow has their console for $450, then why could they not somehow justify doing that in like a Germany or United States or Britain or whatever it might be? So it's just a big thing to know. So right now they do want to add it, as I mentioned, to Germany, the UK, and the United States. It's claimed as of right now that the sale details will be in Germany. a 75 euro reduction. I never know the difference between pound and euro. I think this is a euro. I think it's a pound. You guys can do whatever. A reduction is now going to be at 475 euros instead of the current price point of 500. Because don't forget, there was a lot of big drama where PlayStation and Xbox both actually basically raised up their prices in different regions. They kind of more so cited for like semiconductor issues and production issues and shipping issues and all of that. But it was a big deal. Like they did want to go and change it. They did go change it. So that's a big thing to know. And right now, for the United States, in case you guys live in the United States, maybe you guys have a friend, family member, brother, whoever, Christmas coming up at some point, United States will actually be having a $50 reduction. So the PlayStation 5 Disc Edition will be $450 instead of the $499. Now, we also didn't see any notions on the PlayStation 5 Digital. I think so far that seems like an all across the entire planet has still been pretty consistent on that same price point, where it's at that $399, at least for, at least America. I would actually love to see that go a little bit cheaper. If there's a $350 PlayStation 5 Digital, I'd probably go buy one just to put in a separate room or whatever. But at this point, it does seem like most of these deals have always been on the disc editions, which some people are indifferent on. Mainly too as well because we saw the God of War bundle, which was at that $500, but in typically $450 minus the actual God of War game itself, $60 makes sense. And then Great Britain too as well with a £75 reduction, so from being $480 down to $405, which is also a pretty good price point, I would say. I'm not sure the current ratio right now between that and the USD. So these reductions will be valid on the official PlayStation Store. So if you guys want to check the PlayStation Direct and all the big retailers such as say Amazon, Target, GameStop, Game, Media Market, and all these other various bigger locations. So if you guys just want to check it out, you guys can. But it's crazy because there was a big change up. Like we did see PlayStation raise their prices quite a bit. Like there was a lot of money that had to be invested into all of that. Like it's a lot. And that's kind of a struggle because, well, if you have all this money, I don't know, like no one wants to spend additional money. Everything just goes up price point wise and get it, inflation, all that. But I'd rather see a price drop. So I'm actually very happy to see this just overall. And people have been mentioning this too. It's been kind of flown around everywhere. Like we're now seeing this kind of big news too, where just everything is finally going and dropping on down. So yeah, it's cool because we've already seen these temporary price cuts and all these other various things as well. Like we just keep on seeing all the news on top of this. Like it's just really nice to see. Now, I think there's actually some nice benefits for it. Number one is that Sony, it does make their money on consoles. And if you guys do imagine after like 3 years, I'm sure the price point will it's a little bit cheaper to make. Like it's still the same product 3 years later. It gets more efficient. Things get cheaper. Less people are maybe in this market. Like maybe people either upgrade or downgrade or even funny enough go out of business. So it does go and introduce a lot more potential markets. And as well, the more people in the PlayStation ecosystem means more games, more just everything. It's just nice. They get more games, they get more options, they can do more different stuff. And well, it's just nice to make more money. Like you want to have more people buying your games because look at a good example for Final Fantasy 16. A lot of folks were judging the fact that it had a really bad sale in comparison to this because there just wasn't enough consoles in the market. So if you can go and sell and make a bunch more consoles for even $50 off, that gets more people buying games in your ecosystem, and that gets better exclusivity deals, or as well maybe gets early access deals, which Sony has still been trying to push for, as you guys have probably seen with the big Activision drama. So at the end of the day, I think it's still good, and I think it's nice to see the price decreases. Although it's intriguing though, because Xbox did just do a pretty big price increase, so I'm almost kind of curious to see if this is actually a counterplay for that. It also goes to a part 2. Where I'm also somewhat concerned / curious if it's because the big rumored PlayStation 5 Slim and PlayStation 5 Pro news of them still just trying to go check out as many consoles as they can or try to go make as many consoles before the PlayStation 5 bundle or the new Spider-Man bundle. We still don't fully know if the PlayStation 5 Slim is coming. We do have more news on PlayStation 5 Pro. We talked about that, so I have to go and see. But I want to hear your thoughts because it does seem like the price points are going down. It's kind of a good thing, and I like seeing that for the markets. Now, to kind of wind down some kind of fun little news as well before we make another video, apparently now, in case you guys are curious, J.K. Simmons will actually now be voicing Omni-Man in Mortal Kombat. I never actually knew Omni-Man actually was going to be in Mortal Kombat. I'm not sure if this is a meme or not post, as I was looking through it. But I thought either way it'd be kind of a fun story to go and see that. And I'm also just, for the same topic segue, I just really like the idea of having a chance to play Mortal Kombat 1. Cannot wait for that. Now, I've also been watching a little bit of the Diablo news too, if you guys have been kind of caring about that one for the new season. There's also a big Diablo 4 team saying that it never, thank God, has to do a patch as bad as they just did, because they nerfed pretty much everything. If you guys have played Diablo, they even made it having the chance to return to town and teleport to take a longer time, which is never fun. So yeah, thank God they did almost like a press release being yeah, we know we kind of messed up. We're going to try to fix it on up. And thank God they're acknowledging the feedback and making everything a little bit better. So Thank God for that. So we also had a little bit more cool news we may go talk about throughout the next few days. Some cool also news when it comes to, I'm trying to get the actual name Wolverine too, so if you guys are curious on that, we'll make a video on that later on. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Check out the Samsung How links down below, and do the sign up if you guys want. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below if you guys want to follow. All the Amazon links too as well, and I just appreciate you guys all so much for watching here in the first place.